El agua de naranja, melón.
How's everybody doing? Thank you so much for joining in. If you can share this video, please, and get it out to every single outlet. We are live from the epicenter where the caravan has landed. I will give you guys an update. I am going to walk in the middle of the epicenter of this massive influx, more than 5,000 people. I'm just showing and flipping the camera right now before it gets darker, before it gets to a point that you cannot see. I am showing you how the massive influx, it is all the way behind. It's going to take me a little while to walk, but let me get into the camera so I can explain to you what just happened and what has been going on. Thank you so much for joining in. I'm Oscar Blue for Real America's Voice News. We are live at the epicenter. Let me just put the tripod a little bit here more correctly. And right there, I think it is right there. Yes, perfect. We are live from the parts of Mapastepec. This is a municipal city that is around 80 plus kilometers from the south border of Tapachula. Today, and let me see if you guys can hear the audio okay. If the audio is okay, I would love for you to just, if you guys just can confirm with a yes or a number one right there. But, let's advance with the information. So, more than 5,000 are scattered right here at this park, and more migrants are scattered all over this municipal city. When we started broadcasting about this caravan, it started on the 24th of December with more than 8,000 migrants. And those 8,000 migrants, more than 24 entities, they were located inside of them. According to the Civil Protection of Tapachula, more than 2,500 minors were inside, and they have been inside of this caravan. Now, yesterday, Anthony Blinken and Alejandro Mayorkas with the President of Mexico reunited to try to get some kind of a humanitarian policy that is completely, is completely a lie, as Joe Biden and Alejandro Mayorkas and Anthony Blinken have been lying to the population and have been lying completely to everybody about border security and about, how they were going to treat this immigration process, which has been the most dangerous, which has been the most insecure migration, and which has been the most, the administration where migrants have died more in the border between Mexico and the United States of America, not only there in the Darien Gap. Today, the caravan has landed and has arrived right here into a place that is called Mapastepec, which is 80 plus kilometers from the south border of Tapachula that is connected to the country of Guatemala. Now, what is going to happen after the statements today of the president? The president of Mexico completely lied about what is the quantity of this massive influx that left on the 24th of December. The quantity, it was well explained, and it was more than 8,000 migrants that left on the 24th of December. It has decreased into 6,500. According, the day after it was 7,000, then it decreased to 6,500, and today it was roughly between 5,000 to 6,000 souls that they were walking into this particular municipal place that is called Mapastepec. They landed right here in the park. Now, You guys are going to see right now how it looks as I'm going to walk. Before, I wanted to give a brief explanation of what has been going on today, as a lot of them, they walked for today for more than 6 to 7 hours in the heat and the humidity, a lot of dehydration. But the statements of the President Andrés Manuel López Obrador were funny. He said that the caravan was 1,582 people only, and ultimately, not only that, he said that the leader of the caravan was Coyote, was a trafficker. That really triggered the leader of the caravan. We did an interview with him, asked him about that accusation that the president has said about him, and he was, he was not concerned about the statements, but he was really upset about how his name has been plastered all over the country of Mexico. Well, when you move a lot of people, when you're in charge of a caravan, that's what you're expecting, these kind of accusations to happen. And ultimately, this kind of direct accusations not only into the leader of the caravan, but also ultimately into other people. But talking about the situation right now, so the leader of the caravan just gave out an informative statement right now that possibly tomorrow, the ones that they qualify for CBP app, they're going to provide them transportation possibly tomorrow for them to leave this south part and for them to arrive to the city of Mexico. What are the entities? Nicaragua, Cuba, Venezuela, and Haiti. Those 4 entities, they are going to be leaving possibly tomorrow into the city of Mexico for them to apply for the CBP app from the city of Mexico and see if they are going to be qualifying or moving forward into which port of entry they will be arriving under the CBP app. So this is the current situation of which I'm explaining. So the 4 entities, that they are going tomorrow to be leaving this amount of people. It is going to be Cuba, Nicaragua, Haiti, and Venezuela. Those are the 4 entities that they are qualifying for the CBP app. You have a lot of other countries that they are here. You have countries from all parts of Africa, from Angola, from Congo, from Nigeria, from Sierra Leone, from Burkina Faso. Also, you have people from China that I'm trying to find right now that they have been walking. Also, they have people from Brazil. You have people from Panama. That is amazing. I had like 3 people from Panama, 3 migrants from Panama. You have a few people from El Salvador. You got people from Guatemala. You got people from Honduras. You got people from the parts of Chile. You got people from Bolivia. You got people from Peru. You got people from all over Central and South America that they are also ultimately, they are going to be waiting to see if they're going to be qualifying for the CBP app. That this application was implemented by the Biden administration, and ultimately it is directed by the Biden administration itself. Now, a lot of people have said, before I start walking, a lot of people have said, what is the port of entry that they're mostly informed to be directed to? A lot of them, they talk about the river, in which is the river, the Eagle Pass, and Del Rio sector. That is the part that ultimately this caravan it is going to be leaving. It is dismantling little by little. You have a lot of infiltrated smugglers, traffickers, and these large groups, and due to that factor, you will have infiltrated situations which they pull migrants aside and they tell them, you know what, why are you waiting here? Why are you walking? Why are you wasting time? Just, basically just move with me and I will get you to the place that you want to get. So this is the situation, current situation right now. Let us walk to this epicenter. Before I move on, I would like to ask something to the audience. First and foremost, I would like to just give it a like to the video and share the video, like the video. We have some audience. We have almost 500 people. So if you can like the video, share the video. Like the video, share the video. That will help me a lot to get the message out. And ultimately, not only that, Buy Me a Coffee is right there on the chat. It's pinned on the chat. That is my application. If people want to contribute to my independent reporting and travel fund, Buy Me a Coffee, it is right there. So I will walk right now. I will go all the way down on this side, on the right-hand side, come back, and then I will go all the way down. Now, these lines that are conforming right now are the lines from every country. They just told them, you need to put your name on a list, so that list will name you and see who is going to go first on the bus, or they were going to be called tomorrow number by number. So you will see actually a big line right now from different countries, countries from Honduras, countries from different countries that they are, preparing for tomorrow to leave and to ultimately to be on a list and see if they are going to be admitted to go tomorrow and apply in City of Mexico for the CBP app. So hit that like button, hit that smash that that bell button on YouTube. And also, I would like to welcome all the people from X, from Twitter. Thank you so much for joining in. And let us go and walk for a little bit. Excuse me, I am trying to remove the tripod to get it into a position where I have the ability for me to grab it more closely to me. This is due to security reasons. We don't know which kind of individuals they're here, so we are trying to stay safe over here as much as we can. So let us walk. We are going to be walking right here. We just see a lot of people, and I will see if I can do some interviews. People are playing soccer. You see children right here. I'm gonna try to walk through this venue. Look at this epicenter. Let me just flip the camera so you guys can see. Look at this. This is how it looks over here. I think it is almost 6 o'clock in the evening. I will see what time it is. We are in Central Time. So I'm gonna walk right here to this side, and then I will walk in the middle of the dome. And this is how it looks. This is a line for people to put themselves on the list. This is how it looks. Look at that. We're in the middle of the caravan. We see people on a wheelchair. You see, this. I have been to this place multiple times. You guys have seen that I have broadcast multiple caravans on this particular side. And ultimately, I have broadcast. Look at those children right there laying on that blanket. This is clothing right here. So walking through the middle of it, and I have to elaborate a little bit. This is a place that is called Mapastepec. The city of Mapastepec does not like this at all. They do not like their city to be, overrun by this kind of influx and this kind of migration. Also, you see another child right there laying down. Also, you see another child right there. There's a lot of children, as I'm telling you. And also, you will see that, this kind of city of Mapastepec is a really small city. The number one thing that aggravates the citizens of Mapastepec, it is that it doesn't bother the mom and pop businesses and the small businesses and the merchants. Why? Because it brings economy. But what happens is that it bothers the local citizen. Why? Because the resources ran out, and then ultimately they don't have enough resources to live for the... ¿De dónde son? Honduras. De Honduras. A ver, una opinión aquí. Quiero hacerle una preguntita. This is a migrant from Honduras. Let me just ask her now. We'll translate in a little bit. Ahorita acaban de dar declaraciones que la gente de Honduras, pues básicamente no está dentro de las aplicaciones del CBP, pero hay posibilidades de que ustedes puedan obtener el CBP. ¿Cómo te sientes acerca de eso?
Pues ojalá primeramente Dios, ¿verdad? Que nos incluyan en eso también, porque venimos sufriendo, venimos con los niños, la verdad que a la buena de Dios, ¿verdad? Porque habemos unos que venimos hasta sin dinero y todo eso, ¿verdad?
Ahora, si ustedes llegaran a la frontera de México con los Estados Unidos, ¿entraran de manera regular o entraran de manera irregular? ¿Se entregarían a las autoridades? ¿Qué es lo que pensarían ustedes hacer?
Pues en este caso, pues entrar vamos a probar con la aplicación, ¿verdad? A ver qué dice.
Y si la aplicación no funciona, ¿se entregarían?
Sí, nos entregaríamos, porque no va a haber otra opción aquí, porque ya no aguantamos, la verdad, ya venimos, sinceramente ya no aguantamos caminar.
¿Y por dónde ustedes han escuchado que se pueden entregar de manera irregular en México, en las fronteras de México?
Pues por Piedras Negras los han dicho.
¿El río?
Sí,
por el río. Por el río han escuchado por el río.
Ya, por el río, sí.
Sí. Bueno, pues les deseo lo mejor.
Muchas gracias.
Saludos. No le volteo la cámara porque...
Ok, saludos.
Bueno, ándale. Just for everybody, I will translate right now. She's a migrant from Honduras. I just asked her, you just heard that the CBP app doesn't qualify for you. It qualifies for people for Haiti. She's from Honduras. It qualifies for people in Nicaragua, for Venezuela, and also for people from Cuba. So what are you expecting to possibly happen? She says, we're expecting that possibly they can admit us. And I said, well, if it's not the CBP app, how do you are planning to enter? And she's like, well, I will cross and deliver myself to the authorities. That is in a legal fashion, in an illicit fashion, or in a regular fashion. So I said, so you're planning to deliver yourself to the authorities entering to a non-port of entry? She said, yes. And then I asked her, where have you heard that you can deliver yourself this way through a non-port of entry? And she said, Piedras Negras, that is the river. That is the place that basically everybody has been talking about, and every migrant talks about the river. So this is how it looks. You see tents right here. You see families. I'm walking all around the football field. So I'm gonna walk all around the football field. I'm just signalizing with my finger so you guys can get this. Also reminding you guys, buy me a coffee is right there, pinned in the chat. If you guys like to contribute to my independent reporting and travel fund, buy me a coffee is right there. Hit that like button, hit that bell button on YouTube. So let us walk right here. So there's more migrants laying down right here on this side of the park. Migrants that they are resting. Today was a long day. And ultimately, ¿qué dice? There's migrants. There's migrants right here on this side, also sleeping on this side of the tent. Also, you have migrants sleeping underneath the tree. As I have said before, and I have been talking to migrants all along the caravan as I walked with them today, around 6 hours. I walked with the caravan. I have asked them multiple times, where have you heard that you can enter to the port of entry of the United States of America? And they said, well, the river, Piedras Negras. That is the place where they have been, basically coached by the world, by the Biden administration. And I'm saying, why the Biden administration? Because the Biden administration has made it clear that they can enter through that place in a regular fashion through a non-port of entry and deliver themselves under the claim of asylum and refugees. So that is the number one situation. You see more migrants right here scattered on this place. You see migrants that are playing soccer. See migrants laying down on this side also. This caravan potentially is going to be arriving on the first week of January or the second week of January into your borders. The quantity is not that big in terms to what the United States has been receiving. But the most important thing right here is that to communicate to the people is that the Commission of Refugees in the south border of Tapachula has been completely emphatic to communicate to the world that in the last 3 months, they have received 100,000 petitions for the humanitarian visa and also for the visa of transit. That means that in the last 3 months, 100,000 people have moved forward from the south border of Tapachula into the northern borders of the United States. That is the number one thing. It's not these, 5,000, 6,000, 8,000 people caravan. It is ultimately the purpose that this influx is going to massively continue, because the border on the south border of Mexico, it is completely open with Guatemala, and the influx continues. Just about 4 hours ago, they were telling us that an influx arrived into Tapachula again from Guatemala of 1,200 and some fraction of people that they just arrived. So this is a non-stop effect. It is just the migration through the border of Mexico, Guatemala continues. That is the reason why you have this continuous influx coming in from the south border. So look how that looks over there. It's just massive. Massive. So I'm gonna walk first and foremost on the side of the soccer field, showing you guys how they're living, how they're resting. I just did an interview with a migrant from Honduras. She just told me if they don't accept me and if it takes too long on the CBP app, I will deliver myself to the authorities. And that means that entering through a non-port of entry illicitly or irregularly to deliver themselves in the claims of asylum. That is what everybody has been doing. And, also that's what the Biden administration has made it clear to everybody in the world, that they can enter to Piedras Negras Coahuila. They can enter through a non-port of entry, deliver themselves to the authorities, and ultimately, let the Border Patrol take care of you on the process, on the detention center, or processing you, and to see which kind of city or which kind of state you are going to potentially be located at. Welcome. So we're seeing right here that they are putting themselves on the list. This is the people from Cuba. A lot of people from Cuba, they are moving forward right now.
Adelante nosotros no se puede estar cotejando todo el mundo, estamos en la colita y ahora viene usted y pasa todo el mundo adelante. No, para ahí lo que queda es eso nomás.
Dale, te gusto aquí. Dame para que te den esta poco de si me levanta de arriba. Bien, ya, mira. Pero este lo voy a imprimir y no te das. Sí, claro, mi letra. Yo me acostaba a las 4 de la mañana planificando clases y era mi letra.
Ahorita vengo.
Sí.
Okay. So, this is the line of Cuba. Dice, cubanos, ¿cómo están? ¿Cómo les va? ¿Cómo está la situación? ¿Cómo está la situación ustedes con ahorita la situación? ¿Ahorita cómo la sienten? ¿La caminata cómo ha estado? Está duro. Sí. ¿Hace cuánto se vino de Cuba?
El día primero, hace 2 meses.
Hace como un mes.
Sí.
¿Cómo está el régimen en Cuba?
No, ahí no puedo darle explicaciones.
Ya está en México, siéntese libre.
No.
Es muy difícil, muchos cubanos tienen mucho miedo cuando hablar de este tipo de cosas. Bueno, muy bien, muchísimas gracias. This is a situation where people from Cuba, they don't want to speak. They're so afraid of the situation that is happening with the communist regime of Díaz-Canel. That is what these communist regimes have done to their people. They are so afraid to talk. They're so afraid to express themselves. I just asked them, how do you feel about the regime? And they don't want to talk about it. I have talked to a few of them. I try to have a conversation with them. They're really friendly off camera. They will tell you off camera whatever you want to talk about. And this is what the Democrats and the leftist progressive liberals, the white progressive liberals, activists, mercenary activists, this is what they want to bring, the communist system. And look, you have migrants from Cuba right here afraid to speak on camera on particular situations or what they think about Cuba. It's just so sad to see that. And it is what the Democrats, what they want to bring into the United States of America. This is why the 2024 election, it is critical to save America. It is critical to save the United States. It is critical to save the sovereignty of every border of every country. It is so critical. It is not because of the mass migration. That can be controlled with good policies, ultimately eliminating the global compact on migration and implementing law and order and humanitarian processes. That is really easy to do. But what is sad to see it is that the United States of America, Congress, and the Senate is so infiltrated with communist progressives that they are bringing this communist ideology into your country that is one of the most, capitalist, if it is not the most capitalist country of the world. Look at this line. So I'm going to go to ground zero right now, entering ground zero. Be entering ground zero right now. Look at this. ¿Qué pasa contigo? ¿Cómo estás? Bueno. This is ground zero. Look at this. This is ground zero right now. Let's go right here. Let me ask, which line is this? ¿Qué línea es esta? ¿Qué línea es esta?
Esta es la lista para apuntar a todos los hondureños.
Todos estos hondureños.
Todos somos hondureños.
Todos hondureños.
Y ahí 4 filas para acá.
4 filas de Honduras.
It's
all these 4 lines of people from Honduras. Look at this. All these 4 lines are people from Honduras. That is the country that doesn't apply for CBP app, but ultimately they have the thought that it can reach the United States of America and they can have a possibility to have the CBP app. They just named the 4 countries that they are eligible for CBP app. That is Haiti, Nicaragua, Cuba, and also Venezuela, but not Honduras. But you will have the massive people right now that we can see is people from Honduras. Look at this. Walk right here at the epicenter of the camp. Let us go right here on top of the camp so you guys can see how it looks like from the middle of it. Just gonna walk here and see how it looks like from the middle of it. Look at that child right here. Look at that child. My God, look at that. Holy cow, that is what? 7, 8 months, years of age. Tuyo. ¿Qué edad tiene? 7. 7 meses. 9 meses, 9 meses. ¿De dónde eres? Honduras. Vamos a Honduras. ¿Cuánto tiempo duraste para poder llegar hasta aquí?
Pues como estuve varios tiempos.
Voltea la cámara.
Estuve varios tiempos ahí en Tapachula, como 3 veces. Ya. Desde ese tiempo he intentado pues, seguir adelante. Tengo hasta papeles de comar y todo. Nunca me solucionaron.
¿Y la mamá dónde está?
Ahorita haciendo fila apuntando.
Está haciendo fila para apuntarte.
Pues sí, los demás niños pues andan bañándose.
Ahora, una pregunta te quiero hacer. El objetivo es llegar hacia los Estados Unidos, me imagino.
Sí.
Ahora, si no puedes entrar por medio de la aplicación del CBP, ¿cómo entrarías? ¿Te entregarías a las autoridades o cómo entrarías?
Pues la verdad, no. Me han ido las esperanzas, pero al mismo tiempo sigo con la fe a ver si se soluciona algo por mañana. Yo llevo los niños, son 3 niños pequeños que llevo, pues hemos sufrido bastante para llegar acá, miren. Niños llegados.
¿Por dónde has escuchado que puedes entrar hacia los Estados Unidos o te puedes entregar?
Supuestamente me dijeron que por Piedra Negra.
¿El río? Sí. ¿Por el río?
No sé si hay ríos, no le puedo decir.
Piedras Negras.
Piedras Negras.
Muy bien. Bueno, pues te deseo lo mejor. Cubre tu niña, tápala porque va a ser frío.
Muchas gracias.
Sí. That's a migrant from Honduras. Let me just explain what I just asked him. It's a 9-month-old child, which it's right there. And ultimately, it's not only the wife is doing the line where I just shown you that all the people from Honduras are doing a line to put themselves on the list. But what I just asked him is that where are you going to be entering if you don't get the CBP app? And he said Piedras Negras, that is the river. That is what I have been telling everybody, that everybody in the world, even in the middle of the Darien Gap, when you're in the middle of the Darien Gap, you will understand that you ask this to migrants, and they will tell you, yes, you know, the river, that is where we are going, or Piedras Negras. They know, even migrants from China, in the middle of the Darien Gap, migrants from Afghanistan, in the middle of the Darien Gap, they have said Piedras Negras, they have said the river. ¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo andas? ¿Aquí estás? ¿A ratito vengo? Sí, está bien. ¿Es tu esposo?
No,
No, ¿usted de
soy
dónde?
cubana.
¿Usted es cubana? Ah, muy bien.
¿Para qué canal trabaja?
Para muchos. Sí,
Ok.
bendito sea Dios para muchos. Sí.
Ahí vamos, estamos cansados.
Déjame
pero
ponerte aquí en
fuerza.
cámara. ¿Cómo te sientes el día de hoy?
Estoy cansada, estoy ya dolorida ya. Estamos adoloridos, los niños ya no aguantan, pero seguimos con fuerza, para
Ahora,
adelante.
tú como cubana acabas de escuchar que sí puedes entrar tú como cubana, espérame, tú como cubana acabas de decir que sí puedes entrar por medio de la aplicación del CBP. ¿Vas a hacer tú por medio de la aplicación del CBP o tienes pensado entrar de otra manera hacia los Estados Unidos?
No. Hasta ahora pienso llegar a México. Sí, hacer todas las cosas lo más legal posible. Si deseamos entrar a Estados Unidos, sí lo hacemos por la CBP-1. Pero hasta ahora mi objetivo es llegar al DF.
A
trabajar.
México a trabajar.
Sí. Él es mi esposo.
Es su esposo. Venga para acá, caballero, venga para acá. A México a trabajar.
Trabajar, porque yo salí con un objetivo. Trabajar. Que se estaba trabajando aquí en Tapachula, pero pasó lo que pasó.
No nos alcanzaba para la renta.
Los cubanos hablan, tienen mucho miedo de hablar de lo que verdaderamente está pasando en Cuba. Me he topado cubanos dentro de la selva del Darién y es algo muy difícil para ellos expresar lo que está pasando porque lo que acaba de pasar con las protestas, mucho desaparecido, mucha gente encarcelada injustamente, el régimen de Díaz-Canel.
No más, yo no tengo miedo. Yo no tengo miedo. El tema es que en Cuba uno tiene familia y pues sí pueden tomar represalias por la familia. Eso existe en Cuba.
Entonces ahora es trabajar en México y esperar.
Como siempre, trabajar.
Trabajar, como siempre. Eso. Bueno, muchas gracias. See, these are migrants. Let me translate. For people that are watching, for me to do interviews, I have to speak to them in Spanish. A lot of people say, like, speak English. The migrants speak Spanish. Just barely a few of them, they speak English. So bear with me. These two are migrants from Cuba, and they just told me that they want to do everything legally. They don't want to do anything illicitly or illegally. They want to go to City of Mexico, work in City of Mexico, and wait for their process in the City of Mexico with the CBP app. They don't want to go to the border and enter illicitly into the United States. They want to wait. So there's migrants that they want to do that. Also, there's some migrants that they do not want to go to the United States of America, that they want to stay in Mexico and work in Mexico. You know, they say that there's a big possibility of working at a border town, in a factory, you know, creating a better job opportunity in big cities like City of Mexico, Guadalajara, Monterrey, or even Tijuana. A lot of them, they want to go to cities like that. But ultimately, you know, you have to get all the geographics of this migration. It is not all the people want to go to the United States on this caravan. There's people that want to stay here and people that want to do things right. But ultimately, it is through this app. It is through this loophole that it was created by the Biden administration. So I'm walking in the middle of this epicenter right here, in the middle of this camp. And I wanted to do this because a lot of you guys do not, you know, get this kind of coverage along the way. There's no, you know, international coverage that is doing this right now. Only Real America's Voice News and myself, Oscar Blue, giving you guys the reality and truth of the news like always. This is my 11th caravan covering this coverage. I always, since the first caravan, I always walked with the migrants. So I wanted to feel what they feel. I wanted to be in the same position as they are in terms to walking, in terms to, you know, getting the same, you know, feeling this almost the same situation as they're feeling. But you will see a lot of these people. You see children right here underneath this basketball field, this basketball court. Also, you will see people that they're receiving help all the way to the back right there. You will see tents right here on this side. And this is the way it looks. This is, look at this. Let me just flip the camera right here and I will talk to you guys for a little bit. Here we go. Here we go. How's everybody doing? Thank you so much for joining in. Let me flip the camera right here to this side so we can get a perspective, the real perspective of this massive migrant caravan. You know, and it's just unbelievable. After covering this for many years, after walking for many caravans, after walking through Central and South America, after walking 3 times the Darien Gap, being in the borders of Venezuela with Colombia, being in the borders with Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, after being documenting the mass migration in France with United Kingdom, after documenting migration in Europe, 2 wars, we have documented Ukraine and also Ukraine and also Israel. The most aggravated problem that I have seen, it is not fixing this. This has been coexistent for the past years. This inhuman migration, the progressive and the liberals and these globalists have hurt and have destroyed the word migrant. That is what they have done. The leftist imperialists have completely destroyed the word migrant with their oppressive and stupidity vocabulary, as signalizing and labeling everybody else as a white supremacist, white imperialist, conspiracy theorist, fear-monger, creating hysteria, xenophobic, transphobic, homophobic, pronoun-phobic, fat-phobic, fascist, racist, narcissist, and bigot, and Zionist. Their stupidity language and also destroying our word that has cost us so many years, that is migrant. I remember the days where a migrant was completely respected and it was completely, they completely stretched their hand to us and helped at every moment, at every place that we were going, at every Central and South America. Now, because of this globalists and these, policies and this, United Nations taking over the sovereignty of every border, it has completely destroyed the significance and the bravery and the ultimately the value of the word migrant. Word migrant, it is a person that migrates from one place to another to look for a better life. But they were doing it in not in this fashion. So we had illicit and we have illegal migration through all around the world, but not through this. Not like this. And the Global Compact on Migration and the United Nations have completely taken over and hijacked that word and used us for their political gain, for their propaganda, as the Democrats and also the progressive white liberal has also, has completely destroyed, our name of migrant. They come to our country and bring their political trash and their hatred so they can use it for propaganda to win their elections. That is what they do. This progressive mercenary leftist liberals, the ones that they believe in communism, the ones that they believe that they can actually, there's no border, no wall, no USA at all. Those progressive liberals are the ones that they completely believe in that. And it's just an unbelievable thing that, after so many years documenting this mass migration, after so many years documenting this, that there's no care for life, there's no care for children, there's no care for ending child trafficking. As a matter of fact, the Biden administration has opened the door for the organized crime and the cartel to have more power. Let's not remember that the cartel runs on the American currency, and they're having more power because they're fulfilling their dream of pulling more people illicitly through non-ports of entry and asking for exacerbated amounts of money. They're making billions, and this is a humanitarian slave business. That is what it is for the cartel and the organized crime. And the NGOs, these NGOs that they're aiding and abetting this to continue, and they're part of this, and they're receiving federal grants from the United States of America, I don't see them implementing those federal grants on helping children or trying to end this humanitarian crisis, or helping to this humanitarian crisis to end. I don't see that. The only thing that I see is they're profiting every year and asking for more millions and more millions and more millions. And they're profiting out of their pockets. Meanwhile, migrants are dying. Migrants' lives matter. Every life matters. But we're talking about migration, and a migrant, their life matters also. Whether the perspective that you have or don't have about a human being, this is human beings. It's us as Christians, us as if we believe in Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, and the Virgin Mary of Guadalupe. Us that we believe in that. We believe that everybody, we're sons of God. We're their son. We're sons of Jesus Christ. And this not fixing a humanitarian crisis, not fixing and not trying to fix this humanitarian crisis to end this, and not only that, not trying to create a policy so they can eradicate these radical dictators like Nicolás Maduro from Venezuela, Ortega from Nicaragua, dictators that they are located in every part of Central and South America, that they have hijacked the sovereignty and the freedom of people, like the ones in Cuba. That's the problem. We're not focusing on fixing that problem. These people will not be migrating and will not be jumping, or will not be running, or will not be crossing a river or crossing a jungle if it wasn't for their countries to be okay. If their countries will be economically fine, we will not have this problem. It looks like they want this problem to coexist, to create fuss and to create chaos. Let us walk again. Let me flip the camera right here. Ahí voy para allá, no me voy a ir. Ahí voy, ahorita regreso. Ok, está bien. Está bueno, aquí lo tengo ahorita. Ahorita regreso, voy a regresar. Voy para allá y regreso para acá. Acá está el carro, mira. El carro es un rojito que está por allá. Allá está un rojito. Está bueno, ahorita vengo, papá, ahorita vengo. So let us walk. Gonna walk right here, and we will end this live feed as we are walking through this line right here, so I can explain. It's no words to explain this, man. It's just so disturbing that this policy is what they have created, and it continues to be like this. And if you want this to continue, keep voting for these bad leaders. They're not even Republican or Democrat. They're just bad leaders. Bad leaders create chaos, then they create a crisis. And that is what these bad leaders and incompetent leaders, what they have created. They have created chaos, and due to that factor, they have created a crisis. And it is created on purpose, it is created with a purpose, and it is created to create more chaos and more crisis along this situation that is horrible. So, thank you so much for joining in. I'm Oscar Blue for Real America's Boys in News. We're 44 minutes going into this live feed. I wish that I can read some comments, but I'm exhausted. I am so tired. We haven't catch any sleep. We woke up. I'm missing 1 day of sleep. I left Tijuana at 11 o'clock at night. I arrived at 6:55 in the morning to City of Mexico. From there, I catch another plane to Tapachula. I arrived right here at 9 o'clock, hopped into the car, and went to work. Yesterday, we went to sleep at 1 o'clock in the morning, woke up at 3 o'clock to walk with the caravan at 4 o'clock in the morning, and we have been walking for 6 hours straight. And today, I'm exhausted. That's the only thing that guys can tell you. We have been working nonstop to give you guys the information that is possible, the videos, interviews, and also, credible evidence of what is actually happening over here without, having, different types of opinion or different types of situations in terms to what is actually going on. So this is the actual situation in terms to the caravan. You see the mass of people right there in the middle. You will not see a lot of people right now. It's late at night. A lot of the people are going to rest. A lot of people are paying some rooms for them to stay under a roof. But this is the actual situation. This is how it looks like. And ultimately, it is not as nice as a lot of people want to see and a lot of people want to know. So I'm across through the middle of this football field, this soccer field. I'll cross through the middle of this soccer field right here. This is how it looks. Disturbing, yes, it is disturbing. Exhausting, yes, it is exhausting. I was with Steve Bannon today doing a hit, and I was also with Dave Brody from American Sunrise in Real America's Boys News. They asked me, both of them, not exactly the same question, but both of them, they wanted to tell me if I was the head chief of the Department of Homeland Security, what would I do to fix this problem? And I was asked that, and it's a huge responsibility to respond that because that would actually tell you what is the current situation of everything that is going on. So hold on, let me just do something right here real quick. Hey, Cuba, Cuba.
Esto es mío. Ah, eso es usted. Déjalo ahí.
No, que ahí lo vamos a dejar, tranquilo, te lo vamos a dejar. Vamos viendo la cámara.
Un saludo. Un saludo. Hola.
saluda a la cámara.
Sí, está bien, güey. Está en vivo.
So I will say good night to everybody. How's everybody doing? Thank you so much for joining in. God bless you all. It's nice to say hello to you guys. Somebody saying, Laura Coltas, just so you know, Steve Bannon is a hate monger. First, horrible, excuse me, for a human being. So anything that he, Oscar, into saying should be ignored. Anything he sucks, Oscar, into saying should be ignored. He is never on the side of helping suffering people. Well, I'm not a progressive liberal, and I am not, of course, I am not a leftist. I'm not even a right-winger. I don't agree with a lot of politicians on the Republican side, and I don't agree with a lot of politicians on the Democrat side. I'm not going to get into specifics about individuals that they're being signalized in their country wrongfully or in a correct way, whatever it has to be. To me, he has never been disrespectful. He's always been respectful. To me, he has always been about giving him the information how it is, clear and transparent and in the middle. I have always done that without having a right side or a left side. Although the liberals and the softies will consider this as fear monger, creating hysteria and the conspiracy theory. That is their language. I don't agree with those people. Whoever uses those terminologies, I will never have a dialogue with you because those are justifications for you to have your own narrative. It is a country, the United States of America. It is a country that was founded upon freedom. As you know, Antifa has the freedom to burn down buildings, as Black Lives Matter has the liberty to burn down buildings, as also ultimately people have the freedom to say, I believe in this and I believe in that. And doesn't have to be on your narrative, and it doesn't have to follow whatever your instincts is. Gladly, and one of the things that is beautiful about us human beings is that God has given us the only one that it can give us the pleasure of freedom is God, and the only one that it can take it away is God. So beautifully, the United States is one of the most important countries in the world that it was founded upon freedom. They did an experiment on freedom. And, I respect your opinion, whatever your opinion that you have. This is a freedom platform. I respect your opinion, but also respect mine because, as you are having the freedom of speech to have your own opinion, I have in mine. So God bless you. Thank you so much for joining in. I'm Oscar Blue for Real America's Boys News. This is the actual situation in the epicenter of this mass migration. And I will come back tomorrow to give you guys an update in this epicenter, in this situation. God bless you all. Stay safe. And like we always say, people, peace and love. God's plan is our mission.